Hello and good afternoon from your Co-op Community Stadium. I'm Shaun Cashmore. I'm joined once again today by Craig Barnes, and you're with us for this Southern Premier League central fixture between Leamington and Redditch United. There's no doubt about it, Leamington are building form in the campaign, and it's 6 unbeaten in the league and fresh off the back of a 5-0 hammering of Rugby Town in the Birmingham Senior Cup. The only sour note to that game was Junior English being stretched off in the first half, but the breaks notched up the old 5 with a double from both Barnett and Stewart alongside a Henry Landers goal. Leamington got their third away win of the season last weekend and the first since the 9th of September with a 1-0 victory over Sudbury. Callum Stewart got the only goal of the game, but that only tells part of the tale as late in injury time, break stopper Callum Hawkins produced a fantastic save to ensure all the points came back to Warwickshire and that Leamington moved up to 5th. Today's opponents, Redditch United, sit 10th, but it shows just how tight this division is as they are 3 points behind Leamington but have a game in hand. Redditch, of course, still in the FA Trophy, having dumped Leamington out in October by 2-1. As for the history between these two clubs, well, somewhat strangely, this is actually the third time these two have met on this exact date, the 25th of November, and Leamington have won all 3. Redditch just slide one out to the left-hand side neatly, and forward will come Musa, who tries to slide one in towards the 18-yard box. It's stabbed goalwards, and it's stabbed wide by Danny King, but it opened up nicely for Redditch. They played a good bit of football down the left-hand side. Redditch beat Rushden Olympic in the FA Trophy last weekend, but Sharp now in the Leamington shirt, bowls it infield in towards Quainer. Quainer chips one in towards the far post, and it's then just sent goalwards by Henry Landers, I think. I think it come off a Redditch body as Landers tried to stretch and send it goalwards on the volley, and it's going to be a corner to Leamington.
Yeah, good play that from Leamington. It was Henry Landers trying to get a shot on target, and the Redditch player, didn't see which one it was, did well just to help divert it over the bar.
Leamington maintain possession and get it again down this left-hand side with Quainer. Quainer swings it in, well headed away by Wallacott. It's going to come as far as Clark, who's still inside the Redditch United half. Chips it down the line towards Shorrock. Shorrock tried to help it on towards Stewart. Comes to nothing. King now needs to hold it up for Redditch but can't, and it's collected by Theo Street. Williams though gives it away infield, tries to slip one through towards the number 16 of Cameron. Really well cut out by Theo Street, but still Redditch have the ball on the far side with Solman. Solman in towards the near post, helped away by Meredith. Leamington clear their lines well. Callum Stewart's isolated on the halfway line, and Flanagan does well just to maintain the ball away from him and go all the way back to his goalkeeper Harrison, who's going to go long again up to the left hand side where Solman claws for it, but Cisse just opts to jump in front of him. Street, King, battle in the air. Street seems to be bundled off it. Still we play on. Snapshot from White. Well held by Callum Hawkins. Really good effort from White. Didn't potentially get the power behind it that he wanted. I think some of the Leamington players stopped. They felt that there was a potential foul on Theo Street. The referee played on, did Mark Bellingham, and in the end the shot came to nothing, and it was well handled by Callum Hawkins. Referee has a close eye, asks for Flanagan to take the corner. Flanagan raises both hands, swings it in towards that area, headed in at the near post, and it's just wide. Well, Rhys Flanagan wants the corner again. I didn't quite see who the header came off, but it was a great delivery in from Flanagan right into that near post area. Hawkins couldn't come and get it because he was chaperoned by a plethora of players, and a player from Redditch at the near post got the header in, but it was just wide. Cisse takes this throw in long in towards the Leamington box. Well headed away by Edwards. Helped further away by Williams. Again, Callum Stewart looked like he was going to escape away. This time he was brought down by, it looked to me, Ryan Wallacott. And I would imagine Ryan Wallacott is also going to do well to escape the referee's attentions and a yellow card. He's not. So after 33 minutes, Wallacott goes in the book as well. And again, it's Callum Stewart causing all the problems.
Well, I was just about to say, I think you can see why Paul Holloran has opted to start Callum Stewart against the Redditch centre-backs rather than Tyrone Barnett, because Callum Stewart's definitely got the beating of them both with pace. Both of them, I think, would much prefer the physical challenge that Tyrone Barnett would bring, but Callum Stewart through the middle is causing them no end of trouble.
Throw-in's going to be taken by Meredith. Clark hooks one over his own head, but headed away by Cisse and away from danger, only as far as Theo Street, who heads one behind him more than away, and it's collected by Cameron on the left-hand side, and Cameron can turn on the pace. Cameron tries to glide away from Quainer. Still he maintains the ball. Leamington can't put a firm challenge in. Cameron out towards Jaden White. White stands up his man, throws a step over, throws the cross in, well headed away by Quainer, and then Landers half clears. It's more up than away. It's onto the feet of King. King robs lane. King drives it goalwards and then has to be well fielded at his near post by Callum Hawkins. It just took an awkward bounce and a skiddy bounce towards him. but it was either way. It was well marshalled by the Leamington shot stopper, and it remains Leamington 0, Redditch United 0. Hawkins goes long up towards Sharrock. Redditch defend the box well again with Burton. Only as far as Williams. Williams back to Quainer. Quainer, can he swing his crossing before half time? Decides to go down the line towards Williams. Williams is going to get there. Williams is scythed down in towards Callum Stewart though. Callum Stewart towards the far post. Cisse then helps it out of play, but the referee's brought it back. And I think he's brought it back because it may be Wallacott who put the challenge in, and if it is Wallacott, he will be in trouble here because Wallacott was late, and it is Wallacott, and it is a second yellow, and Wallacott gets his marching orders just before half time. Well, that's why the referee didn't play the advantage. It was Wallacott who scythed Williams down almost right on the dead ball line, and on a yellow card it's a daft challenge to make there, especially at this stage of the game just before half time. But Wallacott, who was booked after just 33 minutes in this game, has picked up a second yellow on the stroke of half time. Redditch are down to 10 men.
And Williams only gingerly just getting back to his feet now after an incredibly heavy challenge. As you say, he was just on the byline, just outside the penalty box. Wallacott took no chances, just went straight through the back of Williams and took the ball and the man. And in my opinion, the referee's got that right.
Meredith tries to keep things under control himself on this right-hand side, comes down this right-hand side, can't get his cross in, goes back towards Clark. Clark angles one in towards Edwards. Edwards jumps, and then Cisse goes down, but we play on. Quain has a drive, really good save. It's going to come back to Edwards. Edwards across the face of goal, and then it's bundled in. Redditch aren't happy, but away peels Callum Stewart. He gets another goal to add to that tally, but the Redditch players are not happy at all. A Redditch man stayed down in the box. The shot came in from Quainer. It was well saved down at his near post by Adam Harrison, but then Jack Edwards recycled it back across the face of goal, and then Callum Stewart tucks it home.
And yeah, indeed, and he scored a double, didn't he, against Rugby midweek as well. He's now in a rich vein of form, very much Leamington's form man in front of goal, but Leamington did fine there, superb. Josh Quainer, that effort that came in with venom, former Redditch man of course, and Redditch couldn't clear the lines from there. There's a Redditch player down at the moment. They're arguing, they're pretty upset at the moment, are Redditch, but there was Callum Stewart on hand just to bundle the ball home and give the Breaks the lead.
Solman in the midfield for Redditch, all in red this afternoon, lays it back to Callum Flanagan, the brother of Reece Flanagan, at the back. Flanagan and Melbourne exchange passes, try and switch one out to the right-hand side where Flanagan tries to offload to Burton, but instead Leamington now come forward again, and Williams has plenty of space in front of him. He lines up Gif Musa to try and drop a shoulder on him. Can't get the wrong side of him, so goes back towards Quainer. Quainer in towards Williams again. Williams just rides the challenge of King. Edwards now in the number 10 shirt and the number 10 possession, sends one out towards Meredith. Meredith collects. Melbourne can't get there to intercept the position. Meredith comes in field, left-footed drive from Meredith just over the top of the crossbar. Well, a Dan Meredith goal is a rare thing at that. I discussed it with him when he was on commentary with us previously. That would have been his second goal in a Leamington shirt in what today is his 133rd appearance, but it was just half a yard over the top on his left foot.
You know, he's due a goal, that's all I'll say. You know, he was superb against Kettering the other week. It's coming, put it that way. There's a Dan Meredith goal on the cards.
Landers will swing this corner in towards the far post this time, where it's headed goalwards, and it's headed in by Ewan Williams. Williams gets his first goal in a Break shirt, the man who was signed from Coleshill Town this season. All the Breaks players go over to him in that far corner. It's a Henry Landers corner all the way to the far post, and it's a first time header from Ewan Williams. In his 13th appearance, he gets his first goal in the gold and black. Fantastic
for Ewan Williams, and I'm sure Paul Holloran will be delighted. What you want is the goals to be shared out amongst the squad. Obviously the front three have taken a lot of the headlines in recent games, but there's Ewan Williams getting his first goal for the Breaks.
And Leamington with the free kick that Quainer will take over on the far side, right in front of the Mick Brady stand. Quainer, left-footed, swings it in towards the box. Flanagan put a big name on it and just headed it away as Cisse lets it run. It's only as far as Clark. Clark, the Leamington captain this afternoon, turns, sends it back to Theo Street. Theo Street tries to angle the ball over towards Shorrock. Shorrock can't get there. Williams can, and then Williams, as a robust challenge comes in on him by Brad Burton, and Burton has seen a straight red card. Well, for me, that's a little bit harsh. I think Burton is out of control. It's one of those challenges that players know they have to get right, and if they're going to go in at a rate of knots like that, they need to make sure that they're leaving the referee in no quizzical form at all. But, well,
he went to ground, didn't he? I think that's what the referee would say. He went in quite dangerously, and the ground level could have been an ankle breaker. I think Williams did well to evade it, but it was a reckless challenge. Whether it was red or not, I don't know. But it was, again, you'd have to use the word daft, especially at 2-0 down. Damage limitation. I'm sure Matt Clark, the Redditch boss, will be fuming that another one of his players has made a costly decision when they've got games themselves against Stratford next week, with high-flying Stratford, who are rivals to them in terms of promotion and promotion playoffs, and Royston and Hitchin, and then they've got Radcliffe, of course, in the FA Trophy.
Redditch just trying to keep possession. As I say that, he gives it away to Williams. Williams inside the box. Can he get his shot off? No, he can't, because O'Shane Stewart makes a brilliant recovery challenge. It's still with Williams, though. Back towards Landers. Drives it high and wide and out of the ground. Well, it was a chance for Williams. It was given away by O'Shane Stewart, right where you don't want to give it away, on the edge of your own box. Williams looked to see if he could double his tally, not just for the day, but for his Leamington career. It was a fantastic recovery challenge by Stewart on him, and then as Williams collected the loose ball and laid it back to Landers, Landers' rasping drive was high and wide. The only change for Leamington, Callum Stewart made way for Tyrone Barnett. Cleared away by Leamington as the throw-in comes down the line, in towards Barnett, out towards Meredith on this right-hand side. Meredith in, slips it towards Landers. Landers inside the box. Can he get his cross in? Stands it up towards Edwards on the edge. Edwards back to Meredith. Meredith drops his shoulder. Can he get his left-footed shot off? Yes, he can, but it's blocked. Only as far as Edwards, who can't collect it inside the box, but then it's clissed across and straight into the back of the net by Tyrone Barnett. But the flag is up. The flag is up, it won't count. It seemed to come off a Leamington body before it arrived at the feet of Will Shorrock, and Shorrock squared it across towards Tyrone Barnett to tap into an empty net. I stumbled over my words slightly because I was surprised that Shorrock was in so much space, and the reason he was in so much space is because he was well offside.
Yeah, he was. It was decent build-up there, as you say, but just cannoned off a breaks player to deny Barnett his 7th goal of the season.
Next change is going to come for Leamington, and it's going to be Joe Clark, the former Wrexham man, of course, and Adam Walker, who comes on. Flanagan exchanges passes with Cisse at the back. Cisse in towards O'Shane Stewart. Lays it back to Cisse again, and now they try and go central with King. King spins away from the challenge of Adam Walker. I think he's frustrated that the referee almost got in his way, and they see the big switcher play out towards Madrano. Madrano brings it down on his chest inside the 18-yard box. Has a go! Flashed across the face of goal, but saved really well by Adam Harrison. Great effort from Madrano on his left foot as he gambled forward from left back. I think the cross was the option that everyone thought he was going to go for, but it was that cross-come shot, and it had to be well saved by Adam Harrison. Collected by the number 10 of Danny King. Solman, who's probably stuck to the cause the most out of those in a red Redditch shirt this afternoon. I've been impressed with him for all that he has done well, Aaron Solman. And here he is again on the ball, and he tries to switch it, and of course he gives it straight away to Henry Landers, and Landers slips it straight forward towards Tyrone Barnett. Barnett just bundles Solman off it. Barnett one-on-one. Barnett slips it round Atkinson, but Atkinson makes a great save to keep it at 2-0.
He did, yeah. Harrison getting down smartly, wasn't it, to make sure Barnett couldn't get his shot on target. So Leamington have this corner.
I think Tyrone Barnett will feel that he certainly should have hit the back of the net there, one-on-one with Adam Harrison, sat Adam Harrison down almost, but then just managed to slot it too close to him that Harrison could still keep it out. Leamington will have a corner. Landers takes in towards the far post again, where Barnett is there off the line, and then straight into the bodies, but cleared away out of the box to Madrano. What a save by Atkinson. Theo Street heads it home. It is 3. Jaya Madrano with a rasping drive that was really well kept out with a combination of Harrison and the crossbar, but Theo Street was onside and on hand to head it into the back of the net. It's Leamington 3, Redditch United 0.
And a glimpse of what Jaya Madrano can do there with his effort. Some venom behind it, let's put it that way. Up it cannoned into the crossbar. Redditch couldn't deal with it, couldn't clear it, especially with just 9 men on the pitch for them. And there was Theo Street, and an emphatic scoreline now, 3-0 to the breaks.
Well, that is full time. The referee's blown for full time. Well, the game turned on its head really right on the stroke of half time when Ryan Wallacott saw red for Redditch United. In the second half, Leamington came out with the bit between their teeth, and they didn't take long to open the scoring through Callum Stewart, who got his 5th in his last 5 games for the breaks. Leamington then doubled their advantage, the goal coming courtesy of a fine header at the far post from Ewan Williams. The Redditch story got ever darker as they saw a second red card. This time it was Bradley Burton. They nearly saw things out at 2-0, but right on the stroke of full time, Theo Street added a third after he headed home at the edge of the 6-yard box. So it's finished here at your Co-op Community Stadium in the Southern Central Division. It's finished Leamington 3, Redditch United 0.
Paul, always a fiery performance, always a fiery game against Redditch. Leamington win the game, got the 3 points and a clean sheet. Your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, well, it's always a tough game. They're a good side, and they deservedly beat us earlier on this season. Very attacking team. They play the diamond well, and listen, the game's obviously, because they've ended up going down to 10 men and then 9 men. From their point of view, 11v11, it was 0-0. I thought we probably edged the first half. Just that final pass, bit of quality was missing. But I think possibly we were leggy again today in the high areas, and I thought it sort of we managed to pull them around a little bit and whatever. But then at the end of the first half, with the decision with the centre half. It was important for us then to really get a grip of our emotions and control, not to get involved, and then just try and move the ball quickly and move the ball around the pitch, especially side to side, stretch it, and then some quality into the box. And to be fair, we did that early in the second half. It was a really good first 15 minutes, strong 15 minutes from us. Listen, you know, people come to see 11v11 and local derby, so it's obviously it's not ideal. I couldn't really comment. I didn't have a clear view on the situations on it a lot. I mean, but I'm sure the footage will show it that they looked a little bit rash. But you know, I don't know. It's I think sometimes when you're on a yellow card, you've probably got your mindset needs to change maybe. But listen, we can only do what we've got to do, and today we've gone about it well. We kept out of trouble. We tried to make the pitch as big as we could to stretch the game, just so there was no sort of getting involved, anything happening. We just wanted to come off unscathed, you know, probably maybe, you know, do you want the game getting out of control, really? Because it's difficult when you're 10 and 9 for them. It's tough, it's hard to do. We've been there ourselves before. So I just wanted to, you know, get the game done, get the result done, and get off, really. And we've done that really well. And what we have done is scored 2 or 3 really good goals, especially Ewan's, you know. And good day's work for us, yeah.
You just said there with the red card, you didn't want the emotions to fly. You could hear yourself shouting at the half on the line, telling the players to get away from the referee a lot of times. Well,
if you look at the end of the first half, when Ryan was sent off, and listen, you know, Redditch are frustrated. I get that. We've got 1 or 2 players getting involved in situations we don't need to get involved in, and it's a massive part of sport. So you know, we've got enough about us now, enough know-how about us that we don't need to get involved in any of that. We have to just concentrate. We've been given an advantage, and we've just got to take that advantage. And we did, and we didn't. You know, and that wasn't down to Redditch. That was down to us messing about. So yeah, we stayed clear of that, and yeah, it was a good polished second half performance in probably difficult sort of circumstances. But from our point of view, it was a good all-round performance. Some really good individual performances again. Especially Ewan in the middle of the park, Callum again, and the two wide men, Will and Henry. Good options coming off the bench. So yeah, it was been a good week for us. It's been a really good week for us this week.
You mentioned about the bench there. We saw Adam Walker come off from the bench. Was that due to a fitness issue with Joe Clark captaining the side today?
Yeah, and Adam's fine now. Obviously, Adam had a bit of a problem for a couple of weeks, but he's good to go now. But because we didn't have a game Tuesday, I was hoping we could get through with what we had there. We got a little bit of a breather. We got 2 tough games, Hitchin and Needham, next weekend. So it was just a case that it worked. What I wanted to happen was ideal. I was hoping Joe, 60, 70 minutes, get 20 minutes back into Adam's legs, and that gets him up and running again. And no, it's like you say, it's been a good few days for us. But the important thing is that we've just got to try and keep it going, keep the scoreboard ticking over. Confidence and belief is a massive thing in sport, and we've got plenty of that at the moment. Managing situations, managing games, managing your emotions are important. We've just got to keep trying to do that. And football's never a lovely, straight, velvet road. There's lots of bumps in it, but we're on a straight bit at the moment, so it's nice. So we just got to make sure we manage the bumps when they come along.
And last one, Junior English. We saw him come off in midweek. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, well, he's had a scan, and he's had a scan yesterday. Yeah, he'll be missing for a bit now. He's due to see a consultant over the next couple of weeks. So we need some briefing from that, really. But he certainly needs. He's going to have to step back for a little bit, and we've just got to get him sorted out, really. So yeah, not ideal, but he's in good hands. He was here today, which is great. But yeah, we just probably need confirmation. He probably will need some kind of surgery by the sounds of it. Yeah, but he's a good old war horse, Junior. So So let's see. Hopefully, he'll be okay.